So far, we've had a record 9 days of 105-degree heat.
In fact, we are in the worst drought condition in the southern United States.
In the late 80s, there was a growing concern that the Edwards Aquifer would not be able to serve the rapidly growing San Antonio area.
The drought is draining our source of life.
So many communities and industries depend upon the water that goes into the Edwards Aquifer to help sustain their livelihoods.
And then we've got the 600-pound gorilla because San Antonio is sucking everything dry, you know. So the question was, how do we sustain water security for San Antonio into the future? But ultimately, what we came down with was you have to protect the recharge zone, and that's the way you protect the water resource for the future.
The Edwards Aquifer Protection Program is really a model for how you can protect a very important natural resource next to an urban environment. The concept behind it was ingenious. The City of San Antonio and many partners, including the Nature Conservancy, went to the voters with the idea of taking sales tax and allocating it toward protection of land over the Edwards Aquifer so that ultimately you'd be protecting the primary drinking water source for San Antonio.
And one of the conservation goals was the dedication of a 1/8 cent sales tax in San Antonio.
City of San Antonio really led the way in going to the voters and saying, will you tax yourselves to protect the land, the water, the habitat, all the things we love about the hill country? And the voters said, heck yes, time and time and time and time again.
Anybody who doesn't believe that the populace of San Antonio knows about its water supplies is not paying attention, because San Antonio, they know where their water comes from.
Because they hear about it every night on the news.
Aquifer. Aquifer. Aquifer.
Aquifer. Sure enough, there was a high literacy in San Antonio about where their water came from.
And the public loved it, and they made some strategic purchases.
We really targeted buying conservation easements because you could get more land protected with conservation easements.
You never know for certain if this thing is going to take off, but ultimately it did. Since its inception, over 171,000 acres have been protected, and the city's collected over $315 million towards this effort over this 20-year period.
But it is a tremendous success story. It's one of the 2 or 3 most important conservation achievements during my career that I've seen happen.
And that was very difficult because the people in that part of the country are so skeptical of conservationists and environmentalists and government people.
But when it comes to water, people get it. It's very visceral, it's very organic connection we all have with water.
It was a remarkable thing to see done. And that has taken a long time.
I really believe that we're going to continue on with aquifer protection, and I think it will be expanded. I think it has to, if we're going to live on our little planet.